All right. Welcome to Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic. My name is Christopher Luna. My co-host for the evening is Morgan Paige. And we have folks from all over the United States zooming in for our open mic featuring Rebecca Smolen. Rebecca is a Portland area writer who has a new book from the Poetry Box called Excoriation. It's a great book, and we'll be hearing from her a little bit later. People want to let us know where they're zooming in from on the chat. It's really people from all over the country, which is very exciting. And I want to remind people that you may want to use the speaker view so that it will enlarge the face of the person who's reading, and everyone else's faces will be smaller. It might be an easier way to stay engaged with what's going on here tonight. Let's see. We're all ages and uncensored, LGBTQ plus friendly, pro-science, and anti-fascist since 2004. We stand behind all of those. And in fact, long before Ghost Town Poetry Open Mic had a name, we had that all ages and uncensored slogan, because that's what we were doing. We wanted people to know before they showed up that it was going to be in all ages and uncensored, and we believe in both of those things. Okay, so I think I'm going to get things started by introducing the first reader, unless, Morgan, is there anything that you would like to say before we get started here?
Yeah, I think normally we would be talking amazing things about niche, and I would absolutely like to shout out to, just go out there and support your local businesses this year more than ever. There's so many people struggling, so many of our favorites. And so, yeah, just make a point to do it more than ever. So, and go see Leah or go stop by and pick something up from her. I'm sure she would love to see you and hear from you.
Yeah, making delicious food and selling wine there at Niche. I'll put that in the chat here shortly. And yes, a real supporter of mine since we met in 2005, and Niche and Angst Gallery were the physical location for Ghost Town Poetry since 2015. And unfortunately, the gallery has closed. When we're able to do this in person again, we'll be moving to a new physical location, but we really do want people to continue to support Niche. She's one of the few businesses downtown that has just really, really hunkered down and decided she's in it for the long haul, and she's going to keep serving this community and doing what they do well, whatever the hell happens around her. It's been up and down and all over like everyone else's life, right? So welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. And our first reader for tonight is going to be Bruce Hall. So let's welcome him. And if you would like to applaud, hoot, or holler, please do that. And then quickly mute yourself.
This one doesn't have a title, and I wrote it at one of Christopher's workshops, which there's one Saturday. So the moon comes and goes, bright enough to shine through city lights. Even Vegas sees the moon, drifting along, matching the moods of the orbit, full of hope, bright and huge, then shrinking into the middle of the night, working magic, leaving at daybreak, leaving hope. Then the moon comes back, not at the same place, not at the same time. I'm here again, says the moon, but I'm only doing a half-assed job. You cannot be brilliant and bright all the time. Sometimes you just need to show up, do some work, then go. Then the moon is a sliver, a sickle, slicing the sky. Thought you could get rid of me that easy, says the moon. I'll cut my way out of here. Then the moon is gone. Melancholy, woe is me. Alone, alone, all alone. My friend, did I offend thee? Please come back. Venus is a dimwit, and Mars is always red with envy. My moon, you are the only variety in the night sky.
Thank you. So if you think it's at all strange that I am encouraging people to actually make noise in between, it's because it's stranger to read your poetry and then have this like deadly silence. So I know it'll be a little bit weird, but I feel like everybody can handle clicking and unclicking that mute button. So if you want to make some noise, make noise for these poets tonight. It'll help to keep the energy going, right? So our next writer is Sue Lick. Let's give a warm Ghost Town Poetry open mic welcome to Sue.
Thank you.
Glad you're
My
here.
first time here, but glad to. I'm going to read a poem here from my chapbook, Gravel Road Ahead, which came out from Finishing Line slightly over a year ago now. It's called Coffee Stains. And this comes from the point of view of someone who has Alzheimer's. Oh, how tricky they think they are, talking all around me about housework, cooking some dinner, maybe taking me to the grocery store, working on the honeydews. But they don't fool me any, those nice ladies with their soft voices so sorry for the paperwork. And my wife so eager, yes, yes, oh yes, like she used to say in bed. Or is that just the horrors in the dirty movies? I can't remember. I touch her, she moves away. I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm stressed. I just can't do it all, she says. I need help. But she never asked me to do anything except maybe get up, get dressed. What do you want to eat? Did you remember to take your pills? I could clean the goddamn house, or she could quit her piddling jobs and let me be the man of the house. I'm not dead yet. Oh boy, watch her filling out those forms as if I can't even remember my given name. Well, I don't actually know what day it is or who these ladies are. But so what? I haven't lost my mind. No, sir. Wait, is someone coming to drive me away? What did I do? What did she just say? Okay? Would you like more coffee? I ask. Just for an instant, this talking stops. All the women stare at me. The brunette, Leslie, smiles, says, thank you, yes, I would. But as soon as my back is turned, I hear her click her pen and make a note. Does the red light mean it's on or off? I hate this Mr. Coffee Pot. Never mind, I'll pull the plug. Damn, I missed the lady's cup. My wife snatches the pot away from me as Java spreads across the tablecloth. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And I've copied the link for that book that Sue is reading for the Finishing Line Press book into the chat. If you're interested,
There
give
you
it
go.
a look. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from Carolyn Adams. Are you here, Carolyn?
Yeah, I'm here. Just got here. Sorry I'm a little late.
All right, that's okay. We're glad you're here.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well. Where are you zooming in from, Carolyn? We're trying to ask people to check in from where they're coming from.
From Beaverton.
All right, welcome, Beaverton, Oregon.
Way out in the sticks. No, it's not out in the sticks. But anyway. So this one I'm going to read is from a chapbook I published a few years ago of Greco-Roman myths. And this is written from the perspective of Juno, otherwise known as Hera. Excuse me. Juno, dreaming. Rain ruins the city. Its black dress is torn to rags. I watch as I wait at the constant window. Across town, he husbands a strange bed, overtakes another lithe doll's body. His love is a trickster, holding a stolen, shiny thing to his eye until it's too clear, too real. Then he's done with it. The clock is a slow train, diminishing. This room darkens every moment. What lives here is becoming invisible. I stare at the pane. The sash crumbles, the glass falls. The streetlight flies away. These are my window dreams.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So that was really beautiful. Thank you. And everybody's already just bringing some really powerful stuff here tonight. Next, I'd like to introduce our friend, John Miller. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Becca, both for being the featured reader as well as facilitator of a fantastic Tuesday morning workshop focused on mythology, out of which I wrote this poem called A Dream of Cronus. I have an epigraph from Robert Graves' The Greek Myths. In revenge, Mother Earth persuaded the Titans to attack their father, and they did so led by Cronus, the youngest of the seven, whom she armed with a flint sickle. A dream of Cronus. There are stories and liars about my father, probably with a sickle in his left hand, his body tight with the act. In the aftermath, his breath, an upheaval of victory thrown to the stars. Maybe later with the crow, familiar and watchful on his shoulder, that crow fat with winter, black feathers gleaming and oracular. My father so desperate to see what he might not, disgorging an ordinary stone, caught out in his endless appetite for rejection after his own father. How far back does the cycle go? Believe those who say my mother protected me, but the notion that nothing that comes from one wakes me now cold under covers. I am alone for the latest time, caught again with searching for everything not kept in heaven. The morning comes with the car still here, the yard empty, the day racing with the death of the year, a door to you closed that I try, but I don't know how to open. Thank you.
Wow, great.
Beautiful.
Wow, John, thank you. Thank you so much. Crow fat with winter. That's gonna stay. That's gonna stick with me here tonight, I think. So thank you so much for sharing. Next, we're gonna hear from Eileen Elliott. Eileen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been thinking about courage and standing up for things and thinking about where and why and how I maybe did or did not do so, and went back to a poem I wrote for last year's poetry month, April. And it talks about a time when I was just married a long, long time ago, and everybody's dead in the poem but me now. So it's called Insights Discovered While Passing the Tuna Casserole. The desert birds sang brightly in the pre-dawn, waking me thoroughly on the Los Alamos Mesa. A new bride making plans for the in-laws' dinner. Fancy food out of the question, new husband says. We eat plain, he says. Always have. Parents come in the Buick boat, small people. They catch steering wheel glimpses of the road. The booster cushions are never properly arranged. Eat plain, drive fancy. Sit silent, woman. Learn. Baby brother, a boat within the boat. Fill the ocean-wide back seat. His family nickname, derisive. Tiny says hello, silently declares me as an ally status. Dinner is served. Tuna casserole from the oven. A few potato chips on top. Not too many. This is not a lamb chop family. We pass the Pyrex, a gift from Auntie Sue. The often told tiny stories begin about broken chairs, splintered bed frames, gussets in homemade pants. All are laughing, even Tiny. I chase the last noodle. I stab it with my fork. New husband keeps up the patois of ridicule. Not his style, I hope, in awe. I seek a sign that I've judged him right. but he adds cruel lines to the Tiny story. The subject is not him. Redirect is his strategy. There's a twitch in the corner of Tiny's mouth. I see his sideways glance at me. Allies help those under attack mode, but I can't say anything. Tuna sticks in my throat. Later that night, I write a final thanks for Sue's Pyrex and a love you brother note to Tiny. As I deserted him on the battlefield, there on the mesa, as the nightbirds were calling, and I retreat back to the place whence I came.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A lot of dynamics there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice, Eileen. Thank
Thank you.
you. Next, I'm really always happy to see this gentleman. And yes, I'm so glad you're with us tonight, Jim. Yeah, welcome, Jim Martin.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. This poem starts with an epigraph from a poem by Maxine Skates, a Eugene poet. She was visiting her mother just shortly before her mother died, and her mother gave her her copy of I think her name is Eileen or Ethel Hamilton's mythology, Greek mythology. The title is still tentative right now. It is, I Am an Ecosystem. And here's Maxine Skates' epigraph. We talked on, and when I thought to thank her for the mythology, she asked why I liked the Greeks. And by now, I know it is because they never die, but live unknown among us. I really like that. Within this body, I thought was me, all me alone. I have discovered my body, that it shares life with trillions of microbes, not my own cells, but their neighbors, each living its own shared life within me, on me, in cooperation with my trillions and trillions of cells. Together we are, is this possible? An ecosystem, an ethical, free market, self-sustaining economy, where structure reflects the mathematics and theory of free markets and of ecosystems. Same principles, same processes, same outcomes, but a difference. Ecosystems function, each one, with integrity. Free of graft and corruption, all are honest, dedicated to the health of the market. My own market, built of cells, mature enough to cooperate. Trillions of ethical, free market cells, fashion an ethical, free market ecosystem, me. Thank you.
Wow.
Love that, Jim.
That's great.
Great stuff, Jim. Thank you. Thank you to Morgan for helping out with the hosting duties. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce Rebecca Smolen, a Portland-based writer transplanted from New Hampshire in 2014 and the mother of two adorable little gingers. She grew up on a dead-end road exploring drainage pipes and pond life. Rebecca has a degree in creative writing and philosophy. She's been trained and is certified to lead writing classes in the Gateless Method. This method was scientifically created to avoid provoking the fight or flight reaction, generating a safe place to produce raw, new writing that will spotlight the strongest talents of that material. You can find Rebecca's poetry in Allegory Ridge, Feminine Collective, Tiny Seed, The Inflectionist Review, Poeming Pigeon, and her collections, Womanhood and Other Scars and Excoriation, published by the Poetry Box. Please welcome Rebecca Smolen, everybody.
Yay! Oh, I love the noise. That's great. Thank you so much for having me here. Morgan and Christopher, I look up to you a lot and enjoy your poetry tremendously. Thank you for everyone being here, taking the time out of your busy evenings and possibly late evenings, East Coasters, to be here. I have a little gremlin under my table. I'm gonna start with the last poem of the new book. It's called Moribund Happiness, which moribund is a term that I learned working as a vet tech, which means not thriving, failing, fleeting. And obviously I had a little fun with this, making it up. Moribund happiness. When hands lock into fingers and legs become tangled, oddly twisted into sincerity around the pain of lies told to others, we remain immersed within fog that impersonates the real. When lovers of words find new ways to describe each other, we combine skin clinging to bone into the tornado. When dreamers cross paths, it's more collision than eye contact. We ignite as fireworks, erupt into Milky Way. When ash embers into air lands on flushed skin of lovers, the pinprick burn goes unnoticed under our animalistic posture. When a private dinner romances into the red of wine glass, then white of bed linen, when our exhaustion ignites into dream and the gas of the stove was left on, the others traumatized twice with news of infidelity and our passing, yet we will know nothing of it, peacefully dying, satisfied in each other's arms. Thank you.
Felt the heat in that.
And the next one I will read is titled Only Outline. I took a line from the poem After the Angelectomy by Alice Fulton. A siren in the distance screams on and on, getting no louder, no softer, as the neighbor's dog begins to howl. And I wish I could picture him happy, though. I see him worried, pained, a zipper of surgical staples up the midline of his abdomen where the doctor I work for cut him open, convinced there was something stuck. He had become so sick. Nothing was found, intestines angry and bruised where something might have been, but nothing. My neighbors insisted on not paying for the 2 days we treated their dog, cared for it, performed surgery. We were not paid. Their dog still howls at sirens and barks at passersby, and I wish I could picture him happy. See, everything happy goes to many decimals, as in they are only pieces of a whole and not a whole piece. I imagine each decimal place adding to an outline, philosophical, connect the dots, creating a self. When I brought a lost dog back to her owner, I met him at a fire station under a bridge. He insisted he was not homeless, though I never asked. He had been worried for days when I found his number and crumpled at the sight of her in happiness. 6 feet from me, the length of a leash I still hooked one finger onto just in case. The pup seemed to be the type that was always happy. A fire truck then emerged from the station. The pup and her owner walked toward a familiar path, their backs lit with red and blue. Decimal places of happiness threaded into that meeting, and I wish I could picture both of them happy. Thank you. And the next one is titled "The Opposite of Love is Fear." This is one of the ones in the new book. And the title excoriation is a term that I learned in the medical field, the vet field, again, which is, it's not quite a laceration, but it's like when you get scratched, and it's that kind of deep scratch or the scarring that has come from a deep scratch, which tells a lot about a lot of the pieces in the book, in the collection. This one is titled "The Opposite of Love is Fear." Dreaming myself off a cliff, I jolt awake and gasp in the darkness, all cold and unfathomable into my lungs until I feel the adrenaline warm my flushed, unseen face. Then I exhale as the covers begin to strangle instead of protect. The unknown I sense lying in wait for me there has always been what frightens me most. Picture a scared little girl beneath blankets smelling of broken sleep, held up to her earlobes, straining her imperfect eyes for the slightest light to shine onto monsters she swears are there to either scare her away or confirm her presence. Each might make me feel some kind of better. Yet once in a while, I find myself reaching out over the safety of the bedside from beneath suffocating comforter into the cooling darkness, expecting to touch a firm heft of a face. I get so worn enduring fear that I become sharpened. It's then, just before my arm can stretch no further, that I wonder if I would grab onto a neck and fight, or cradle a cheek in my hand to show them love is possible.
Yes, thank you. Love that.
You. Thank you. The next one is one of the quarantine themed poems that I've been writing. And thank you so much for your support in the chat too. I love the noise and the support. It is really like fireworks. This next piece is titled "Impact." To be a star with or without planets or moons circling must be a little like quarantine, I think. Shining and lonely, no other like-minded, spinning twisted warmth outward like arms that reach for the other. Have you only found need of others, never enough, relentless, or only seeing a hint of another like you, a glint in the distance, another call for help, a falling through this mist gravity? What if you were moon instead, caught in a narcissistic orbit of another orbiting another greater than you can conceive? Would it be called love or abduction, obsession or beauty? With no atmosphere of your own taking the brunt of meteors, those craters are forever until the next impact. In a magnetic pull and push, that rush of so close or run, run away, never actualizing any of it? Would you be able to position yourself, use momentum, rounding, bends, and break free? I would spend my energy to blaze toward the nearest trail of light, go bankrupt with a hope, an imagining of like company. I could follow it for 10,000 light years. I would settle for mere impact.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, felt that one. Yes.
Versus narcissist. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have a couple more for you. Okay. And one more COVID type poem. This is titled Oncoming Sensory Issues. That kind of frantic need, like an animal in heat, my longing of human touch, of that deprivation, of that sensory need, spills out from my fingertips as if they reveal all my wants. Fingers through hair, all hair, any hair, thick, long, short, thin, all of it. To pet and be pet, and to get lost in the fragility that's forgotten it. Fingertips on face, velvet cheeks, coarse elbows, that skin just inside hips, muscle twitch beneath my palms of forearms, shoulders, chest, inflex when hugging. Just the thought could destroy me now. Destroy me now. My thumb to wipe tear from dark circle, wet and smooth, from anxious dreams. The way a neck just under a chin feels on my forehead, warm and forgiving, like relief, vibrating safety. In embrace, I can smell shampoo or just sleep that lingers there, that never quite arrives these days. I even find myself wanting a goodbye, to know a someone was that close to warrant one. So I apologize in advance if I get too close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. And this next one, if you ever have seen the Anis Mohani's poetry, some of his spoken word pieces are on YouTube. You can find, if you look those up, he will not disappoint. He is amazing. And I had the pleasure of watching one of his pieces that was titled Come Closer, that he was performing on stage. A really charismatic, all-encompassing, all-incorporating kind of poem. And it seemed like the crowd really enjoyed it. So I wrote this piece after listening to him. This one is called Right Through This With Me. When you write it down, write it heart loud. Write it first in burgundy, like the blood that pulses through each of our veins, insecure. It waits there in the quiver of the readying call to action. That trauma throws into motion. It's the healing. Right through this with me. Take a breath in blue. Go back over each letter you've confessed. Each word conjured with skill will come alive. 3D. Jump off the page. Wrap every looped letter around to embrace you. Right through this with me. Write it heart proud with deep intention, knowing this is medicine, then write it again. When you write it down and over again, be sure the page can feel you. Be sure it can hear you. Tear into the page beneath so there is no mistaking your mark. Right through this with me. Write it heart confident. Know that you chose the surface, assured it would catch you when you run off the edge or break into the next page. It's your muse. Use it. Write through this with me. Thank you so much.
Love that. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Brava. Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so, so much, Rebecca. I know Christopher put the link in the chat for your book, and we'll probably just recopy that here. So everybody, yes, support the living poets, support the writing poets, those that are speaking and writing heart loud, because you know what? We need you and we need each other. Yes, and bring your dogs to poetry readings or gremlins, excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's lovely, lovely stuff. And I can't wait to get a copy. Congratulations on the new book.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. You all have really lifted me and energized me tonight.
Mhm. Well, and you did the same to us. So this is exactly why we show up. Second Thursday of the month, pandemic or no pandemic. So, and thank God for technology here. So we are able to be here together in some capacity. So okay, I'm not sure if is Christopher still with us? I don't know if we lost him. Is he still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll just kind of keep rolling here with the reading. Next, we're going to hear from MF McAuliffe. MF McAuliffe, welcome to the stage, Zoom stage.
Yes, welcome. Is she here?
Thank you very much.
Oh, great.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good. I've been having trouble with audio all night. So I hope it works all the way through. The things my hands do. Sweep and wash the floors. Scrub the tracks for the shower doors and the sliding door to the back. Scrub the door frames. Scrub the shower doors. Scrub the toilets, the bath, the shower stall. Scrub the counters. Clean the hairbrushes and combs. Clean the mirrors. Clean the stove, bleach the sinks, put and take dishes into and out of the dishwasher, put them away, put and do and take and fold the washing, clean the doors and doorknobs, clean the window gutters, sweep the stairs, rake the front garden, water and weed the front and back, water the inside plants, take the rubbish down to the bins, take the bins out and bring them in, clean the kitty litter, buy and haul the kitty litter, cleaner, bleach, vacuum inside, vacuum the car, empty the vacuum cleaner, recharge it and put it back together. Clean the keyboards and screens and mice. Handle the mail and the banking, the endless tracking of small sums of money. They do all this as though Trump isn't raving, as though the ice shelves aren't breaking.
Wow.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Some powerful stuff that really took a turn. I'm like, hey, is this my to-do list here? Wait a minute. I have those same things on. And wait, what's going on out there too? It's got to pay attention to the small stuff and the big stuff. Thank you so much, MF.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from Sarah Bricot. Sarah, welcome to the Zoom stage. Ghost Town stage.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm going to read a piece about quarantine called What You Wish For, Navigating Isolation as an Introvert. At first, the silence is soothing. It settles nerves, removes the apprehension of going places and seeing people, of conversations where I don't know where to look or what to do with my hands. I've seen jokes online about introverts, about how we barely notice the world has ground to a halt. It's cruel in a way to imply that we are so disconnected from everyone else. But at first it's tranquil, like I can breathe without that sharp tang of anxiety. And that's wrong, isn't it? Inconsiderate. How can I feel relieved when the world is reeling? How can I revel in a solitude enforced by disease? But then the world settles. Adrenaline fades for those of us sequestered away, simply hoping the disease might pass us by. or at least come some other day. There's that chronic low-level trauma of a world upended, but acute panic is not something the brain can sustain. In this reality, there's no one to pass in the halls, no colleagues who chit-chat at lunch, no invites to social outings. Only the strongest ties hold true, and I don't have many of those. My world shrinks in on itself. Relief becomes loneliness, silence becomes stagnation. I press my hands against the window of the internet, watching life pass me by, small, unnoticed. How did I not realize how isolated I had become? Long before the virus came, I mean. And perhaps this is my punishment. Perhaps this is what I get for idly wishing other people away. Exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Some powerful truth there, and thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that. That's the imagery too, and yeah, wow. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from Edith Blackbird. Edith, welcome to the Ghost Town Zoom stage.
Hi, thank you so much for hosting, and thank you for giving me the opportunity the first time. Would you please let me know you can hear the voice and the music at the same time, please? Let me see if you can hear it. Hope it's not too loud. Can you hear my voice as well?
Yeah, that's great.
All right, let's go into this one. This is a poem about my country. Hope you're gonna like this one. The grief to mi gente. This is called. I grieve my lost childhood, penetrated by adulthood. Oh, puedes ver mis lágrimas, poderosa impotencia gravitando alrededor de mi cadáver de niña. I grieve the long gone, her dented wheelchair, hurt by the weight of surrender. Extraño su voz erosionada por la enfisema. His excitement when wrestlers fake fighting and be admired, cherished. I grieve my land, mi México, mi pobre país, drowned in clouds of rice paper decoration in every square, inundado en frescas flores en cada esquina, drowned in missing people sheets in every lamppost, inundado en altares de muertos sin justicia en cada hogar. Oh, drowned in rich food smell from street markets, inundado en coloridos sonidos nacientes en esos mercados, drowned in injustice, rotten perfume from clandestine grapes, seared by people who just disappear. Mi gente, my people, who must support corrupted leaders, voluntariamente a fuerzas o no, partidos políticos que monopolizan las riquezas de mi país, my country, who chant to the microphones their truth made of lies. Falsos mesías, very falsos, who lie restless. Yes, those corrupt politicians in my country, they are those wrestlers who pretend to fight and still are admired, apreciados por gente con esperanza en caída libre a la nada, who are cherished by people like me with hope, who are just falling to the pit. Thank you.
Beautiful, Edith.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Edith, con la fuerza, sí, hermosa y muy, muy triste también. Gracias. Gracias por todos. Thank you, Edith, for sharing that beautiful and emotional piece. Very, very, very strong piece. Thank you. Just taking it to the next level. How did you do that? That's just, yeah, just thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Frank Rink. So Frank Rink, welcome to the Ghost Town stage.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's my first time joining you folks. A lot of what's bothered me during the pandemic has been the plight of people suffering with addiction. This is called Mirror You. The mirror you've been snorting from is there to show what you've become. Your life is now a twitch, a never-ending itch. Only your next hit eases the sound, the pitch. And then it's back again. The twitch, the itch, that one last hit, the never ceasing echoing pitch. Other mirrors long ago reflect a boy as pure as snow. Buried beneath your sweaty sheen, with quiet eyes he goes unseen. The mirror you've been snorting from is there to show what you've become. That freckled boy is still alive, but he's the one that you deny, hidden behind your blood-red eyes, until he fades beneath your lies. The mirror you've been snorting from is there to show what you've become. Put down the poison, throw out that straw. Isn't that boy what you're fighting for? Free him from your frantic pain. Be that freckled boy again. Let go the twitch, release the itch. Believe there will be no next hit. Hear his voice, not the pitch. The mirror you've been snorting from does not have to be what you become.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you so much, Frank. Yes, it's something that is really important to discuss now more than ever as people are more isolated. So thank you for bringing in such an important topic.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from our good friend, Joanne Boswell, who also came out with a beautiful book this year. And if you don't have it already, go pick it up. I'm sure we'll put a link here in the comments, and welcome, Joanne.
Thank you. I missed last month and I'm glad to be back. I haven't done this in a while and I haven't done it at all on Zoom, but I'm stuck between two poems. So you get to decide for me. If you want me to do kind of like a love poem, you can make a heart. And if you want me to do kind of like a very bizarre, loopy middle of quarantine poem, you can like make like a circle-y motion. And I'm looking at all your faces. Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry to the two hearts I'm seeing. We're overwhelmingly loopy here. So I will show you this poem I wrote the end of July when we were entering our 5th month of quarantine. Thank you, Christopher, for putting the link in the bio. By the way, the link for my publisher has it $10 off through the 15th. So it's only $25. And I'm also selling it for $7 off if you buy it from me personally, and you can contact me. Okay, so this is, if the screen is gonna see it, this is what the poem looks like. So it goes in spirals.
Wow.
So, but I also wrote it out a long way. So it's called Start at the Edge. Are we here yet? No, we ate the marshmallow too fast. UN says, eat those wilting veggies. Me thinks we have impulse control issues. Ask that dude, is he proud or border patrol goon? Swoopy with tricks, no moms allowed. Neighbor wears red. Mama agrees the silent Americans should protest censorship. But oh, those BLM fanatics across the river, stop with the paint. Tear gas makes sense to combat the freedom works that are just beyond Independence Day. Time is the ultimate infection. Do we go to the woods or buy wood or just lose it like Woody in Toy Story 4? It's our 5th month adversity and I'd like to get it right, because that still exists. We can know things. Research interwebs, hashtag God vibes. Did you know there's facts? Provable as farts. Wooden Adam Driver spoon, the gift unto myself. Nacho sex vibes, hazy tuning fork, vertigo now. What phase is this? Follow the yellow brick, what? Past poppies and doggy poopies. The way shut is littered in fad waves, licking at our toes, pickle, popcorn, fish. Bike walk, kickball, lose teeth, mug du jour, hammock, hold me closer, tiny humans, kitty walk, red robin delivery, march, double beach, new beds, garden pee, slowly deflating pool, all Minecraft, umbrella deck party, the floor is lava, driveway double dates, poetry Zoom, launch books like rocket duds, dude won't pee, splash pad, stop touching me little fries, home slice, giant flies, still March? No. With feet, not the month, still, or yes? Are we 21 yet? And if we are, who shattered the champagne mirage I ate for breakfast? This 3 shall pass. Friends leap off buildings, sheet capes and lycra, their invisibility complex, stupidity superpower, plunge into imaginary herd immunity, still years off. If you can't abstinence, please still use protection. Practice safe separation. Masks are your best condom friends. I imagine thumb wars come November. Banjo picking brains. I'm not dizzy. You're dizzy. Go home, inbox. You drunk, filthy full. Can't have petitions? Ass sweat, pretty Rorschach seat. I trip, body pool noodle. This time is just hammock. Me, baby pizza. Rockabye, taco suntan. I frosting queen. Full stop spiral. Cinnabon sanity unwound. Eat me backwards, write meow. Just read the red. Hey, now I'm 100 lines if I wasn't loopy. Loopy, I meow backwards. Queen time trip ass. You home dizzy, not picking wars. Imagine you're safe still. If superpower champagne won't zoom, all humans closer. Popcorn way is vertigo. Now unto farts, research right. We combat since. Stop, Americans. No, dude, we wilt too fast here.
That's awesome.
Brava, yes.
Yes. Thanks,
Wonderful,
Joanne.
wonderful.
The best poem I've heard farts in ever, ever.
Yeah, not always easy to.
And we got to hear it twice. Yeah.
Neatly tucked in there. I love it.
Spirally goodness, Joanne. We enjoyed that. Yeah, and if you are a poor poet who is wondering why Joanne's book is so much money, it's because it is not only filled to the brim with lots of amazing poetry, it is also filled with her amazing photography. So it is worth every penny. Check it out. Good stuff. And we were proud to present a launch for it not too long ago. And we really, I hope a lot of people get this book. It's just great stuff. So, and now it is my pleasure to introduce Bethany Lee. Welcome to Ghost Town, Bethany.
Thank you. Let's see. So I have a piece from earlier this week. It's been 7 years now. When my girls were in middle school, my family spent a sabbatical year traveling by small sailboat. And often people will ask me why. So I have written dozens of thousands of words, maybe almost 200,000 words to try to come up with the reason why. And I took another shot at it this week. This is called Impulse. I didn't have a desert handy to follow in the footsteps of Moses and the mystics. So I began to learn to walk on water, against the flood at the river's mouth, into the salt and wild. If the surface of the water is where the spirit moves, that's where I want to be too. Out where the sea is always turning into sky. If you go, if you stay there long enough, the things of the deep may break through. reveal themselves for a moment before returning to the source. I cannot remain in company with wonders from beneath, caught as I am in the air below the stars. But I want to be in attendance when they rise.
Wow, great.
Beautiful, Bethany. Thank you.
Lovely.
Hey, Morgan. Checking in with you, Morgan. You there?
Damn, yeah. What's up? I'm sorry, I'm just feeding my fire here.
That's okay. I was wondering if you wanted to read a poem, and I hope I didn't jump in too soon. Were you getting ready to read one before when I started babbling?
No. Actually, I wanted to just listen tonight, actually. So, and I'm enjoying that greatly. So, but thank you for checking in.
You got it. Just wanted to check in. We love your stuff, so look forward to hearing some of that next month.
Thank you. And I loved your piece too, Bethany.
Okay, we're going to hear next from Denise Campbell. Welcome, Denise.
So I chose this poem. It was a poem that I wrote at one of Christopher's workshops, and it was actually in January of 2020. So it was the very beginning, baby 2020. And I've just been thinking about, my son is 15, and I can't imagine being 15 and being in this year. And I was dating my husband when I was 15. And so we would have been sneaking out. It would have been awful. And so I was thinking about relationships. And then I was thinking about how our whole country is getting ready to get out of a bad relationship right now. And so I thought I wanted to read this poem. So the writing prompt was to write a poem about a former boyfriend. Okay. I refuse to write a poem about that asshole. Poetry is my life's blood. Poetry rings in my soul, and he will have none of these. I refuse to write a poem about that POS, because poetry is beauty and love, because poetry is terror and horror, and over my dead body would I give him this credit. I would rather write his eulogy. Here lies no name. May he be silent and invisible. May he go with sorrow and shame, for that is the legacy that he tried to impart to me. Thank you.
Woo!
Awesome.
Great, you, Denise.
Awesome.
Mic drop.
Getting out of a bad relationship, and the difference between this and a lot of bad relationships is you at least had some choice in the matter at the beginning of the thing, right? So, all right. We're going to hear next from Jennifer Pratt-Walter. Welcome, Jennifer. So glad you're here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, this is another one of those pandemic poems. It took place at the end of August, and I walked out along the nature trail here. Christopher, you know that, Discovery Trail. Morgan, I think you know that too. So there's some really beautiful woods, and there's birds and other wildlife. So this was my experience walking alone in a pandemic. It's called Thrush Anthem in a Pandemic. In the crazy quilt of the day, the thrush still unleashes his crystalline circles of song, a living vespers connecting day to the night. In his music lives the tale of how the universe was sung into birth, with the grace of bird song gently braiding everything into being. How the goldfinch prays to the thistles spread salvation over us like butter, there for us to lick off our fingers, even in a pandemic. The birds care nothing for numbers or news cycles. Today, the summer is giving herself to fall's dance. Crickets take the night as ministers of passing. I walk out into their opera. I bend down and pick up a pear from the ancient tree. It is sweet as romance. I am naked as a hatchling, and I hope you are too, in your half sky of your isolation. Someday we will touch, we will kiss, we will sip deep, we will taste ripe pears together. The thrush fluting his sonata with never a care. Thank you.
That was
nice, so nice.
Beautiful, Jennifer. All right, I'm not sure if Chris, are you still with us? Did he get kicked off maybe?
Looks like Chris disappeared.
Looks like he disappeared. So yeah, we're gonna hear from Erin Aurelia next. Erin, we're so happy you're here with us this month, and yeah, give it up for Erin.
Hi, thank you. I wasn't quite entirely sure what I was going to read tonight, but I'm feeling inspired by some of the themes I've heard of Greek mythology and getting out of bad relationships and narcissism. And so I'm going to share a poem I wrote about Persephone. And one way she might have taken on her experience. It's called Seduction Abduction. Hades always lies in wait, setting his hell-mouthed trap with blossomed bait, floral-breathed and petal-tongued, seducing like heady poppies, drugging the air, flirting like winking daisies, winking, weaving into handcuffs, reaping incandescent bodies with sunflower stalk sides, while the innocently bystanding sky looked on, indifferent, and the clouds smirked. Below the earth, he hauled his prey, pressed his wet seeds into trembling hands until she swallowed, stained her legs with his sticky juice, tattooed her flesh with the sepulchral coneflower of his sex, and her peeling skin began to turn itself inside out until death became her native language, and she wore her bones about her like battle armor. Hidden seams, beak-like phalanges pecked and clawed at the walls of her mine shaft of a prison until hidden seams yielded their gleam, and with the heat of her breath, worth its weight in rubies, she forged her emblem of sovereignty, crowning herself queen of the dead. Slipping slim ivory carpals and metacarpals between window bars, she snaps off a dirk of an icicle, deftly picks her lock, follows vermilion-stained footprints to his lair to find him in bed. Who knew deception could sleep so soundly like that, like clean sheets unwrinkled, like a virgin field unplowed, like summer berries unplucked. With the precision of a scalpel, her icicle vivisects his torso, releasing wilted arsenals of botanic ammunition, reeking of opium and steel. There were no guts to be found. Once serviceably disemboweled, to ensure no demonic spirit would stalk her steps, her icicle claimed his eyes for her prize, becoming her tokens of liberation to cross the river Lethe. She now innocently walks and smiles in the sunshine once again, but is strangely nauseated by the scent of pomegranates, and she never trusts a man bearing flowers.
Holy shit, that was so good. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Woohoo! So good.
So much.
Yeah, wow.
Love your work, Erin, and thanks for being here tonight and sharing that super powerful piece.
That was like the ultimate breakup poem.
She's really good at that too. She's
Oh
really
yeah, she's She's, oh, ice and fire both. Whoa.
I hope to see, we all hope to see a collection from you here soon.
Ah,
We'll
yes.
be looking forward to that.
I
So,
do want to do that. I want to start a poetry blog on Patreon soon. So if you're interested in checking that out, keep an ear out to the ground.
there we go. And in the meantime, yeah, Aaron Aurelia Poetry on Instagram too. I'm sure we all have Instagram.
Yes, and Facebook.
Oh.
And please put those in the comments too
you.
if you want to share. We
Okay,
can
sure.
all follow each other and we can all yeah, follow and see what we've got going on. Next, we're going to hear from Scott Yeager. And I think, yeah, Chris is having some internet issues, but until he's back, we'll just keep it rolling here.
Hey,
Scott
Morgan.
Yeager, all the way from Eugene.
Yes.
So glad you're here.
Thank you. And thank you everybody else for being here and bringing your stuff. It's inspiring, humbling, just really, really awesome to get to keep having this experience with y'all from a distance. This poem, I'm going to try the title of Abacus for it. It's the right tool for the job, I thought. To be sure, spend hours staring at it. No less or more certain now that all the endless adding has taught me anything relevant to the task. What was it again? No matter. In the blinking lights and gentle purring, we are one. Unsure of what we are anymore. Equal parts symbol, protocol, transmission, statement, purpose, platitude. A sticky load of information, posing yet another telemetered inquiry. Thank you.
Love that. Love your work. And I know that Scott has a chapbook with the blue paisley notebook. Did you come out with another one after that, Scott?
Not yet. It's in the works. I've been following Christopher's suggestion to type all the poems into the computer. And so when that's done, there will be a new book. And thanks for mentioning the blue paisley notebook. They're actually all gone now. I printed those myself and I don't think I'll make any more. But y'all will definitely be in the loop when the next thing comes around. So thank you.
Yeah, I loved that collection. So we're all fans of yours, Scott. So keep writing and keep typing, I guess, here with our teacher Christopher's recommendations. We listen to him. I like to listen to him. Yeah, finally, I think on our list we have one more, unless anyone else. Keep in mind that anybody who's just listening, if you'd like to read a poem, just keep it in mind. We'll open it up after our final poet on the list of poets that have signed up. It is our great friend and a great friend of Ghost Town since the beginning, since day one, Lori Loringer.
Yay. Okay, I just got to find it on here. Here we go. Okay, this is titled 2020, All the Disaster That Didn't Happen in Y2K, Now with Extra Disaster. I don't know what my own clothes look like. I can't find my way to the bathroom in the dark. Whose plates are these in the cupboard? Where's my wedding china? Nothing is familiar. Everything is strange. The whole world is wrong. There's no snow on Mount Hood. Global pandemic dismantles economic structure. Everyone's home, finding time at last to notice and become dissatisfied. Militarized police turn demonstrations into wars. My house is on fire. Then there is no house and no fire and nothing left to burn. Now everything's on fire and it all just keeps burning. The smoke hangs heavy and thick, too deep to see through. You can come in, but you've got to wear a mask. You can go outside, but you'd better wear a mask. One place you can't go is home when there's no home to go to. At least you can get toilet paper with nowhere to store it. The hoarders can't corner the market, and toilet paper burns. Everything burns if the fire is hot enough. Clothing incinerates in an instant. Wedding china evaporates without a trace. Computers, pianos, books, and beds. All of it can be reduced to ashes. Fire, the great equalizer. Now we are all the same, homeless and wandering, wearing all the clothes we own. Then something happens that isn't disaster. And you find it doesn't matter what color flag someone's waving or what color hand reaches out. Now you have clothes to wear and dishes to eat from and food to put on the dishes. I have not always depended on the kindness of strangers, but I'm learning. Clothed, fed, and sheltered, I have more than I can carry. And I can choose to wander, knowing home is where you're welcomed, and I am not alone. There you have it.
Wow.
Beautiful. Lori, you're just, yeah, bringing in the real stuff and the hope as well. Lori and her husband Jack, their house actually did suffer their house burned down. They're in this year before the fires that swept across
August, like about a week before the Pacific Northwest fires just ramped it up into full hardcore gear. Yeah.
Yeah, right before. So I'm going to put a link here to the GoFundMe that is still up and you can donate directly to them. I do know that any of the proceeds that you donate to Ghost Town are going directly there as well, I believe. So please help our friends out. They need it. The house is looking beautiful. The updates on Facebook have been great. So thanks for continuing to update us there. And I know the place is going to be beautiful. So you rebuild, and gosh, person to stay positive, it's going to be you, and to write through it too. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that the whole family's okay.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. And it's been really heartwarming, just all of the support that we've had. We're living across the street from our property now in our neighbor's old place. So,
wow.
It's like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Got a view of the new construction.
Yeah, right. No, and that is exactly what we're here for. That's what community is great for. We need to step up and be there for each other in those times of need. And, so yeah, donate, GoFundMe, there's the link right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Lori, for being there and being here, and tell Jack everybody says hello as well. So I know we have a few listeners. I know Lori, Lorraine Zawadny joined us. Joined us. If anyone else would like to, I guess just raise your hand. I can kind of yeah, Robin, cool. First one I saw. We'd love to hear from Robin Oakman here.
This doesn't have a title, but here goes. It's one of my longer poems.
Go for it, Robin.
Dancing has curative powers, rejuvenation, moving your feet. My sister turned off the news. Danced like prayer, like love. Lacking a partner, I dance with my dog. He lifts his head to give me a look, then settles his head back on my shoulder. Something healing holding him, doing a slow waltz. We danced our first slow dance, tentatively, then more confidently, as our bodies fit together like water, like love.
Beautiful, Robin. And thanks for being here. And I'm glad you raised your hand here to read tonight. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to share a piece that's just listening? We've got Billy Schultz here. Yeah, Billy, we'd love to hear from you. And I know I'm texting with Christopher right now. He doesn't know if he'll make it on. He's having some computer issues. So I'm kind of trying to get in all of his messaging to all of you. But yeah, thanks for your patience in that. And welcome, Billy Schultz.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. And I know I've met a couple of people that are in here. So hi to Rebecca and John. I appreciate the opportunity. This is called Don't Be Normal. Don't be normal. It will take the wind out of your wings. Don't be normal. You will forget you were born to fly. Don't be normal and believe you must live by other people's expectations. Don't be normal, or you will not live the life you were born to live. Have you not heard? We are all born with gifts. Gifts of the heart, gifts for healing, gifts for knowing when to and when not to act or react. Act or react? How do you know? The secret is hidden in your soul. Those who loved you when you were young covered it up only because they did not know, and out of false protection smothered you with their own fear. They too at one time could not hear that beautiful voice of spirit, the imaginary friend full of surprises and wisdom and never-ending love. The one you could take anywhere because it was the voice of your soul. Did I say the imaginary friend full of surprises? That beautiful voice of spirit, the imaginary friend full of surprises and wisdom and all that. But then we grew up and we were told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and never asked why. We were taught about freedom, but only given choices to do it their way. Go to school, learn a trade, trade your soul for money or a title, or lose your self-respect out of neglect for yourself. Treat yourself well and the rest can go to hell. Buy into society and eat what is shoved down your throat and know that it is good until it isn't. If you are lucky, you wake up from this distorted misery. Maybe you find yourself on the edge of dead and you realize that chasing the dreams of others leads to a dead end. Wake up today and throw the veil of protection away. Take off your tarnished suit and let your soul shine from within. We are all lights in this world. What is your heart's yearning? Take a stand for yourself. Find others who fly. Let your imagination unlock the key to your soul. Walk through your fear and let the stories of joy unfold. Look fear in the face and spray it with mace. Then buy yourself that pretty piece of lace. Spread your angel wings and feel your heart flutter. Let the joy from your soul spread. Leave a trail of happiness flowing from your aura. Don't be normal. Spread your wings and fly, high on happiness, smothered in joy.
Yes, so much yes.
Yes, and I thank you so much, Billy. And I think that
Yes.
that was a beautiful place to finish the reading here on a high note and a joyful note. And from Christopher, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. We had a great crew here for Rebecca's featured reading. And thank you so much, Rebecca Smolen. And thank you, parents that are joining us here tonight. To your parents, that is so lovely to have you join us. And yeah, stay connected. We'll be here again next month, the second Thursday, and that will be in the new year. When new president will be new hope in the new beginning. So let's all stay connected, and we can find each other here on the internet. And until next month, I really wish you all well, and I just keep writing through it, and keep writing heart loud. And yes, pick up a copy of Rebecca's book. I put the link in the comment box one more time, but you can get it from thepoetrybox.com. Support the living poets. The dead ones don't really need it. Yeah, so love you all, and yeah, take care of yourself, stay well, and stay positive.
Thanks for being so welcoming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you all so much.
Morgan and Becca and everyone.
Great
So
to
good
see you all. Mwah.
Thank
Mwah.
you.
Good night.
Take care. Stay well, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
So
Bye.
Bye.
bye. Bye, you guys. Bye, Jim. It's good to see you. Mwah. I'll see you soon.